So what we're doing here today is making biochar. Biochar is basically charcoal that has been inoculated with various nutrients. We use urine and cow manure, but the nutrients that you use depends upon what you want to use the biochar for. And it's a dual purpose kind of thing. It's a good addition to any agricultural project because it enriches the soil. You actually need to use up to 30% less fertilizer if you have biochar in your soil. And it retains water and it helps with the interaction between the various critters in the soil and your plants. The other main reason we're making biochar is that it's pure carbon. Before it's inoculated, it's pure carbon. And it comes out of the atmosphere as CO2 into living things, and then we burn it and make charcoal out of it essentially, and then inoculate it to make it the biochar. And when we use it in agricultural products, or really in any product, that CO2 is out of the atmosphere. It does not go back. Biochar can last for hundreds, even thousands of years. And so you can sequester it in the soil as part of your agricultural efforts, or you can make many products out of biochar. The thing that's happening in here is called pyrolysis. It's burning. You don't see a lot of smoke coming up out of here. That's the design of a cone here, and pyrolysis is combustion, burning without oxygen. And the physical shape of this cone prevents oxygen from getting into the fire there. So it's just having all the gases and tars and stuff burned out of it without actually burning it all up the way it would if it was in your fireplace. What we do is collect a lot of wood, scrap wood, and cut it up to a size that'll fit in our Kontiki. A Kontiki is basically this cone-shaped thing surrounded by this black shield, and we put it in layers. I better check. This layer is coming along good. And just as it starts to turn to ash, that's when you put in more. And so you keep layering it like that, one layer on top of the other, until you fill it all the way to the top of the cone. And when it's full, the top layer is just turning to ash, that's when you quench it. And we quench it with our nutrients, the urine, the cow manure, and water. And just fill the whole cone up with that, and it puts out all the fire and burning. Then this cone, we take off the shield, and the cone is on a pivot. It'll swivel, and the cone will turn over this way, and we spread a big tarp out here and rake the biochar out onto the tarp so that it can dry. We let it dry in the sun for a day or two, and then we rake it up, put it in bags. We're ready to use it forever, whatever we want it for. Spread it on our fields or any other uses we might have for it. We have cows here. Another thing we are considering doing is spreading it on their bedding in the barn. And then when we scoop up that bedding and put it into a compost pile and then spread the compost pile with a manure spreader, it goes all over our fields and enhances the growing of the grasses and things for the cows. A T-lud is another method for making biochar. It's lower cost. It just consists of 2 drums, 30 and 55 gallon drums, 30 gallons inside the 55, with a fire in between them, and the material you're turning into biochar in the 30 gallon drum. The pit system is a zero-cost method of making biochar. It consists of a hole in the ground, approximately the shape of our cone here. You put your materials in there, have your fire in there, and when you're done, you cover it over, and after a while, you uncover it, and there's your biochar. We think biochar is an important thing we can do as a farm. The biochar improves our soil fertility, and also making it is a way of addressing climate change. As an eco-village, we think that's very important.